Alright folks, so I decided to take a little time today and do this boat tour that I mentioned I might or might not do, so I decided to do it. I got the boat out today here. I would really like to have been on the lake today, but just some things I need to do to the boat, and I didn't want to rush it, so I just thought, well, I'll pull it out here and take my time. Uh, do the things I got to do to it, get everything back in the boat from it returning from repairs, and then I can focus on going another time and knowing I got everything ready. So anyway, there's a long story behind this boat. I'll try to get it all out and explain to y'all what happened with this boat, and also do a tour of it while I'm at it. But it is a Ranger. It's the first Ranger I've ever had. I've always wanted a Ranger. It is an RT 178, and some stuff on it there. But anyway, on a Ranger trail trailer, of course, has the nice wheels on it and tires. I'm not a big fan of of rims per se, flashy rims. I put it that way, but it's what was on it. I guess it's what people want now. So that's the deal. Anyway, it's got a Yamaha 4-stroke 70 on it. I've only had this boat on the water 2 times before it went out for repairs. It has not been on the water since it's come back. So I've only had this motor out twice. Very quiet, very, very quiet. I've had 4-strokes in the past. This is the quietest and smoothest outboard I've ever had. Everything I've ever had before were Mercuries. I've never had anything other than a Mercury till now. And when I was shopping for this boat, I actually was going to get an Evinrude E-Tech, but this wound up being the boat I got, and that was the motor that was on it. I did not want to go back with a Mercury, because I've had issues with my Mercuries, and I just wanted to try something different. So that's what I'm doing. As you may have already picked up here in the video, the boat has beige carpet in it. Now, a lot of you that just watch my channel are subscribers that are into just the farming side of my videos. This beige carpet means nothing to you. For those of you that don't watch my channel and have happened across this video, you're probably going, whoa, where'd that beige carpet come from? These don't sell with beige carpet. Well, you're right, they don't. This boat originally did not have beige carpet in it. This is the second carpet this boat's had in it, and I just bought this boat. See, it is tail end of October right now, and I bought this boat in the very end, the last couple of days of July. I had it a few weeks, got to take it out twice, had some issues that I'll go over in a minute, and then it was shipped back to Flippin, Arkansas, where the Ranger plant is, the Ranger headquarters, and repair work was done on it. It was gone for approximately 6 weeks. So I just got it back a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, somewhere in that neighborhood. I haven't had time to take it out yet, itching to, but anyway, yeah, so just walking around it here. I'll get to the carpet story in a minute. The boat has two, well, I ain't gonna take it cover off, y'all have seen them. This ain't even mounted right now. I've got to remount that. I took it off the boat when it was shipped back. You can see the wiring's here in place. Transducer here is on the trolling motor, but I got something I'm gonna be doing today is remounting that. But what I've got here, I got 3 fish finders on this boat. Some of you probably like, well, it's overkill, but these two came on the boat. They give me the boxes to them. This one I bought extra to go on the boat, and it was on the boat that second time I took it out, but it was temporary mounted because I already knew at that point that the boat was going to be shipped back to Arkansas. And I've got some lake maps here that I got a card to go in one of these. I ain't decided which one. It's probably going to go in this one because it's already got good maps on it. This one is in the dash. Hook 5 with GPS. This is a Hook 5. Both are down imaging units. This one does not have a GPS. That's what's on the front. This will be going on the side, round mounted next to the console. It's Elite 7 Ti touchscreen. Has side imaging, down imaging, GPS. It's got a wireless feature, which I have used. I haven't used it on the boat yet, but I will be using that feature. This is the Elite 7 Ti unit here, which, like I said, it was round mounted right here. So it sat right here, something like that. I'll be remounting that here shortly. But that's the unit. This unit does have a wireless feature, which is pretty nice. If you set it up properly with a iPad and you have the proper app downloaded, you can actually remotely view this screen from that iPad or tablet device and control it. So my plan here is I'm going to have this unit setting right here at the console. And this is the transducer. I've got it just strapped up back here. I had them run this wire when it came back, but this is just temporary storage here. I've got to mount it back here on the boat. This is the Hook 5 transducer here, Rance. I'll probably be mounting this transducer somewhere in the vicinity. I forget. There's a tab under here I've got to watch out for, but it'll probably be going somewhere around in here somewhere. I don't like it being too close to that bunk board, but it's probably going to have to land in here somewhere because of that tab. But anyway, so what I was getting at with the tablet, iPad, whatever, is I'm planning on getting an iPad mini or an iPad or something. I've already got one, but it's too old for the app. I'm going to mount it up here somewhere. And what I'll be able to do, because you can't have that big transducer up here on the trolley motor for side imaging. So what I'm going to do is have that tablet where I can remote control and view this screen, even though it's here on at the console up on the front deck, so I can get my side imaging view from the back end of the boat while I'm up on the front end of the boat, without buying another one of these. So that's part of the neat feature of that unit. They're not cheap units. Some of you probably like, man, why you need so many fish finders? Well, here's the deal. For those of y'all that don't live in this area and know these lakes, I'm about 40 minutes from Lake Guntersville. Guntersville Lake is 69,000 acres of lake. It's a huge body of water. We got Lake Wheeler here too, which I'm even closer to, which is also a very large body of water. I forget how many acres it is, but it's not far from Guntersville, acreage-wise. But the lake is so vast that I like having a GPS, obviously. I'll tell you something creepy. Get on one of those lakes and it goes foggy. You get foggy on you out there, you completely lose track of any kind of landmark or land, and it's a little eerie. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I'll run sonar, and because side imaging, even down imaging to a degree, it don't really work that well on planes, so you're not going to tell much from it, if anything. So, you know, I'll run just a standard sonar on plane, but I also want to run a good GPS map, so I know where I am. and you know, finding spots maybe I found before, whatever. It's just, you know, having a GPS. So what I'll have is I'll have two units here on the dash that could run GPS and sonar, either or. I hadn't been in this boat with this stuff installed enough yet to decide which way I'm gonna go with it, but most likely I will use GPS on this unit because at the bigger screen, use my sonar and depth on this unit, which is here on the dash. But anyway, so like I said, this will be a long video. Moving on. Well, before I move on, yeah, why have I got 3 fish finders in the boat, one in front? I'm one of these people that is somewhat of a believer of locating fish before you start fishing. And I was talking about Lake Gunter's a large lake. Fish move around that lake. Yeah, there may be spots that always hold fish. Bass, I'm referring to anyway. You know, bass move different times of years. You know, they're gonna move seasonal, whatever. But you know, you get out there, you want to catch something. But you know, instead of just going out there and saying, "Oh, this spot looks good" from top of the water, and just throwing lures all day and exhausting yourself, I'd rather spend a little time trolling, looking at my side image, down image, hitting some spots up that normally hold fish, see if they look like they're there, and then start fishing, and then hope to have better chance of catching something. So that's kind of the basis of that. But anyway, moving on with the boat. So, the carpet. Let's talk about the carpet. Oh, okay. Several of you have made it this far wanting to know why and how I got this beige carpet in this boat. So here's the long story. Where do I want to start? Okay. The boat came with a carpet. What was the name of that carpet? Wasn't gunmetal. Shoot. Ash, I think. It was called ash. I think the color of the carpet was called ash. It was kind of a dark gray carpet, I'll say. It was a grayer carpet. It did match the seats and mainly the seats, let's put it that way. But that's the standard carpet in these boats. That's the only color carpet that comes in these boats as of right now. Now that Ranger has seen one of these boats in this beige carpet, will they start offering a second color option in these boats? I don't know. Now, in their fiberglass boats, you can order a boat with, I know there's 4 or 5 variations of color of carpet you can get in them. There may be more than that. But anyway, so this boat standard comes with a gray, dark gray carpet. It's called ash. So when I was buying this boat, which granted I got a fairly good deal on the boat, the boat had been outside, had been on their lot, they'd had it for a little while. And when I looked at the boat, here on this lid was some black spots coming in the carpet, and they wouldn't clean out. And there was a strip of black here on this lid, and there was a large black area turning black, a darker area in the carpet, let me put it that way, on this back lid, which when I first I thought you almost looked wet is what it looked like. And I thought, maybe it was something from the motor or whatever. But anyway, when we were negotiating the boat, they were like, well, we're going to file a warranty claim, and they're just going to send new lids that's carpeted, and we're going to replace those lids, and that spot issue would be no more. And I agreed. That sounded like a good plan, and I went ahead and agreed to buy the boat, took delivery of the boat. And when I went to pick the boat up, when I went and got it, they cleaned the boat, obviously, and they vacuumed it. Well, there was some more spots started showing up. I remember when I went to, get it, I hitched up to it, was back there talking to the salesman. He was like, well, it's looking like we may have to recarpet the entire boat. I was like, that's not good. I didn't like the sound of that because, I mean, the carpet is it's nice in the boat, and it has a lot of corners and crevices and fit and finish, and I didn't want that messed up, and I was a little worried about how that was going to turn out. So I was like, well, maybe not, but anyway, he vacuumed the boat, and there was some more spots showed up, and even the spots that were already there looked darker. So I was like, that's weird. So I went ahead and took the boat, knowing that something was going to happen with the carpet. Didn't know what and when, but something was going on with the carpet, and it was going to have to be addressed. So I took the boat, I took it out on the water the first time. It was probably about 2 weeks before I actually got to take it out from the time I actually brought it home. And the first thing I noticed was the speedometer was not working. And not only was it not working, but it was stuck on like 52 mile an hour or something like that. And then when you got to going on the water, it was trying to work. It would peg out, but the speedometer was messed up. So that was an issue, and I knew that was going to have to be addressed. The next thing I noticed was anytime I take a new boat out on the water, new use whatever, I'll periodically look in the back for water coming in the boat. And the boat was taking on water, not very fast, but there was water building up in the boat. So I kind of kept an eye on it. It was getting a little deeper, just a few inches. But water was coming in the boat. Well, after I took the boat out of the water, I had some towels with me. I kind of dried the back of the boat off here, and I didn't know where it was coming in. It could come in here, around the drain plug. There's bolts here for the motor. There's some bolts here and here on each side. Really didn't know, so I kind of dried it off with the water inside the boat and just kind of started watching, because I figured, well, wherever it went in, it must come back out. And turns out it did. It was coming out around this drain plug, and it was just slowly a stream coming out right down here. I've actually got some video of that somewhere, unless I've already deleted it. But anyway, I believe all that turned out to be was I found a large aluminum shaving up here in this, what you could call maybe threads or latch of this drain plug here, and I don't believe it was allowing to seat fully. And I still never did figure that out, because that's what happened that day. The second trip to the lake, I was looking for that again, but I wasn't out on the lake a few minutes. I got caught in a thunderstorm. So it rained, so naturally the boat took on water, and I couldn't tell if there was water coming in or not. So I believe that was all that was wrong with the drain plug. Now, that first day I was on the water, I was running for 2 hours doing the braking period on the motor. And I was running at lower RPMs and following the braking procedure. Well, after the first 2 hours, I believe it is, you're allowed to, is it the first hour or two? I can't remember, but you're allowed to take it up on plane as long as you don't do it over 5 minutes at a time or something like that. Well, when I finally decided to take the boat up on plane, the RPM gauge pegged out on me. Well, the RPM gauge wasn't reading right the entire time I was going through the braking procedure, following the recommended RPM ranges for the braking period. So, long story short, both the speedometer and the tachometer got replaced in the boat. They were both messed up. What and why and how, I don't know, but new tach, new speedometer. So that was part of what was going on there. The carpet. So I took the boat out on that first, trip. Of course, wind blows over the boat as you're going down the road. And the spots got worse. I was like, good grief. And I'd walked over it. I did do some fishing later in the day off the boat. And there was some more spots started showing up. A spot started showing up down here in the floor. There was a spot up on the front of the deck. One of these lids started developing a spot. And like I said, they were dark spots. So here's what wound up happening with the carpet. We knew something was going to have to be done with the carpet. I was given two options. The options were have a guy locally take the boat and have Ranger send the required amount of carpet, have them recarpet the boat. The other option was have the boat shipped back to the Ranger facility and have them recarpet the boat. Here's the problem. There was two of these boats with the same carpet at where I bought the boat, and they both had the spot issue. So I knew something was going on with the carpet, and I thought, I don't want that carpet back in this boat until I know that that issue's been resolved. So after several phone calls, a whole bunch of emails later, talking with Ranger and the manufacturer of the carpet, we determined that there was some kind of issue going on with the carpet, a very weird, odd, really no answer as to why, once in a blue moon kind of thing that was happening with the carpet, and those two boats at that dealer both had that issue. The carpet in the boat, that ash carpet, if I got that color right, was made up of 3 fibers. A black fiber, a gray fiber, and a white fiber, which gave it its overall color. Alright. What happened was the white and gray fibers were coming out of the carpet. So when I mentioned he vacuumed the boat, what it did was vacuum some of those fibers out and just left black fibers, so then the spots got darker. When I mentioned traveling down the road and walking around the boat one day and having it out in the open, fibers were just letting loose and blowing out of the carpet, out of the boat, thus more spots were coming up. So after I learned that and that issue, I told them I did not want that carpet back in the boat, because I did not want to go through that problem again. Although it was probably very, very unlikely to happen again, I didn't want to deal with it again. So I told them, I said, I want to put something in the boat that is not going to have that problem again. So they agreed, the carpet manufacturer agreed to send me some samples, which they did. I think I got about 5 different color samples from them, and before I took the boat back in to have it shipped. And most of them were lighter grays than what was really in the boat, and they were almost too bright for what I wanted. I wanted something that still had a little bit of a dark look to it, but that didn't have that black fiber. The whole issue was centered around the carpet that had the black fiber in it, so thus I did not want that. So they had in the first 4 samples they sent me, they had one that was kind of a tan. I think they called it tumbleweed. And I thought, man, that looks good with the white paint, but it was just a little bit too light. And we got to talking with them, and I found out that in the glass boats, the fiberglass boats that Ranger's got, they have a carpet called Country Beige, which is what this is. Well, I think they just call it beige, but the company calls it Country Beige that makes the carpet. But it does not have the black fiber component. I believe this is a 2-fiber component. It's comprised of the beige color, and there's some white fibers in here, which give it just a little bit of a shine. But anyway, that's the story. So the carpet company wound up sending Ranger the amount of carpet needed to replace this carpet, and Ranger, when they received the boat, recarpeted this boat in this beige carpet. So to my knowledge right now, this is the only Ranger RT178 aluminum boat that has beige carpet in it. And that's how that came to be. I like it. It clashes with the seats just a little bit, but I wasn't gonna pay money to have the seats redone to match. So I think the camouflage boats that are just like this that Ranger makes, they don't have carpet or anything in them, have a brown and camo seat. I think that would look good in this boat with this carpet, but again, I ain't gonna pay the money to do it. Yeah, you either like it or you hate it. So, you know, I understand if some of you don't like it, some of you may like it, but I think it goes good with the white paint. I think it's very neutral with the black console, which that is a fiberglass console, by the way, those of you that don't know that. The seats, so. I think it's alright, but, you know, I can see where some people might not like it. But, anyway, round and round we go. Oh, that's the long story of why this boat was gone so long and why I had issues with it. There were some other little things that were done that I complained about, but overall the main issue was this carpet. So I'll get up in here, give y'all a little bit of a boat tour now that how long are we into this video? 26 minutes. It's a standard, I say standard, I mean it's a typical layout for a bass boat. It's nothing too special. I think the RT178s are probably a little bit better layout, but again, they're more money. So here's your rod locker. I've got some of my rods in here. Fire extinguisher, nav lights. It does have the rod tubes up in there, which I like. This is what I'm kind of using as my tackle storage. I keep all my tackle in a bag here in case I go fishing on somebody else's boat, but it's just an easy thing to move around, but nice big dry storage bin here. These boats come with a cooler. It's just a simple little cooler you can get anywhere, but it just happens to fit in these boxes, which will also hold tackle boxes, plano boxes, whatever, if you want to. But yeah, here's a nice little storage area. I've got my nets in here, fish ruler, pedestal. So I've got an adjustable pedestal up here with a little aftermarket bike seat or butt seat, whatever you want to call that. Minn Kota trolling motor, strap here for laying rods on deck. Has got tool storage here, which is neat. You can put pliers and different things in there. Under seat storage, so I've got life jackets, rain suit, there's a paddle in there, some extra rope, another storage area here. That's all one big continuous area. No life jacket. I got some more ropes down there. Got live well here, divided live well, pretty big one. You got a step here, or a seat with the step. Another storage box for tackle or whatever. I got an anchor in there. And then this one I leave it empty for tackle storage for my guest that might be with me for the day. Then back here is your fuel tank, battery storage, bilge pump. These boats do come with a battery charger there built in. This here is a external fuel filter for the Yamaha outboard. That's a Yamaha Pacific deal there. It's got breakers over there and over here. But got a pretty nice fishing seat here. It's got the Ranger by Forrest L. Wood on it. Where'd my strap go? Cup holders. So I went over all that. Dash here. Like I said, I need to clean that display. We've got my hook 5 there. You know, I'll have my Elite TI right here in a little bit. Sporty steering wheel, trim gauge, fuel gauge, throttle, trim, horn, bilge, interior lights, aerator. The manual also has an auto mode where it will cycle automatically, nav lights, all the basic required things, drains in the floor. What else much to show you other than the trailer. Boy, I got this thing kind of waxed a little bit. It's slick. I'll tell you about the wheels. This trailer does have what they call, that covered up here, but road armor. It's almost like a Line-X bed liner coating, and this is a channel frame, so it is completely coated inside and out, or backside. There's not really an inside since it's not a tube, but yeah, got the spare tire, breakaway tongue for storage, winch, pretty much everything here. But anyway, 30-minute video. There's the quick boat tour, long one actually. But anyway, I thought some of you might find it interesting how this boat wound up with beige carpet in it. But anyway, that's the boat tour for those of you that made it through this long. I appreciate you watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And thank y'all for watching. See ya.